Hi, this week I'm going to talk about the certificate of location. I'm going to go over what it is, when do you need a new one, and why it's important. So let's start off with what it is. A certificate of location is a document that's prepared by a land surveyor where he goes over what are the property limits, if there are any encroachments, servitudes, and what is the actual space being occupied on the lot by the property and what do you see where, okay? So the first 5 or 6 pages go over any technical descriptions. Where does the lot line end? What are the neighboring lots? Do you have any servitudes? A servitude could be you're in an airport zone, so you have airplanes flying above you and you can't build to a certain height. It could mean that you have Hydro-Quebec that needs access to your backyard so that they can service the lines. And there are several different types of servitudes that could exist, like a right of view and different things like that I won't get into today, but these are the things that you note on there. On the last page of the certificate, you have what is a bird's eye view, so top-down view of the property, of the lot, of the driveway, the garages, the actual structure of the home. If there's a balcony, if there's a deck, if there's staircases, pave, what is actually out there, as well as where the fence is. And this shows us, are we where we need to be? Are we on the actual lot? Are we inside the lot? Are we outside? Are we encroaching on our neighbors in the other way? And this gives us an understanding of the property we're buying and if everything is where it needs to be. It also helps us understand if we're respecting municipal bylaws. Is the pool too close to the edge of the property? Is it fenced in? Is it doing any of these things? All of these things are noted on the certificate of location, okay? The next question we usually get is, when do we need a new one? Now, if you were to change anything outside of the property that is noticeable from that bird's eye view, then you're gonna need a new one, okay? So what this means is that you make your deck larger. If you change your driveway entirely so that you have a different layout of driveway and grass, if you put fences in places, if you do anything that would change the view from the top down, then you're gonna need a new one. Now, don't get one right away, okay? You only need this at the time of a sale or sometimes when you're refinancing your property if the one that you had is more than 10 years old. So when you make this change, don't go running to get a new certificate of location because if you keep the property for another 10 years, it's gonna expire again. After 10 years, the certificate expires. That's the second way that you're gonna need a new one as well, even if nothing has changed, okay? So if any of these two things happen, you're gonna need a new one. However, like I said, please wait until you're actually planning on selling the property or if a bank requires it for a refinance. And then why is a certificate of location so important? It's because this is the only document that is actually supervised by a land surveyor or a professional who's going to tell you where everything is, where everything goes, where you can build your fence, where you can put your pool, is your neighbor on your land, is he not, and all that kind of stuff. And then if there's any issues of that nature, then the notary knows to force the seller to pay for a title insurance so that you are protected in the event that there's any problems that come from these issues like encroachments, okay? So that is everything you need to know about a certificate of location. Let me know if you have any questions below. Take care and see you next week.